Hey, Devil's Advocate, how's it going? I like your name. What you had to say was kind of interesting, and I give it some validity, maybe, possibly, with regard to the research that's going on in today's physics regarding string theory, multiple dimensions, the multiverse, all that stuff about things that are false, the lies, the contradiction in terms, things that aren't reality. Everything that is unreality might exist in another dimension, and it's a heavy might. We don't really know at this point. So possibly. However, it all kind of seems irrelevant, considering the fact that we live in this dimension, and there hasn't been, I don't think, any real proof of those other dimensions having influence on this dimension. Not that I know of. I try to keep up with it on that front pretty well. It's hard to kind of wrap my mind around it. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a physicist, but I do try to keep up with that. And I don't think that really we have. It's all in theory still. So the math is right, but we still have yet to experience any of it directly. But really all we have is the math, the mathematical proofs. So, however, I want to share with you just a short passage from an old book by David Hume called Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion. It's pretty good. It's a dialogue between three characters, and they're all debating about the nature of God, not the existence of God, because now here God. And they mentioned it earlier, God basically represents all the things that we don't know, all the things that we can't explain, things that we can't answer. So it really kind of has bearing on what we're talking about here, as far as all the lies and unreality, things we really don't know about because it's not real. So, well, it's not truth, so how do we have a knowledge of untruth? And I'm not really saying that well. But anyways, I do think this has relevance to what we're talking about. And I will begin with the passage here. Whether your skepticism be as absolute and sincere as you pretend, we shall learn by and by when the company breaks up. In other words, when you go about and do whatever you got to do in your life. We shall then see whether you go out at the door or the window, and whether you really doubt if your body has gravity or can be injured by its fall, according to popular opinion, derived from our fallacious senses and more fallacious experience. And this consideration, Demea, or you can insert your name, Devil's Advocate, may I think fairly serve to abate our ill will to this humorous sect of skeptics. If they be thoroughly in earnest, they will not long trouble the world with their doubts, cavils, and disputes. And the reason they will not long trouble the world with their doubts, cavils, and disputes is because when they do test the theory, when they go walking off that cliff, they won't be around much longer to be troubling any world, except maybe some world in another dimension. So, anyways, I want to share that with you, and maybe kind of that's a little more easier to understand than your take on falsity and contradiction and unreality. That was a little confusing, a little complicated. And not saying necessarily that really means a whole lot, but I tend to, Occam's razor, things that are simpler are probably more correct. So anyways, have a good day. Take care.